In today's Spiced Rum review, I am going back to my rockstar friends, Mr. Hurst, and I'm going to attack their cherry, or his, I should say, cherry spiced rum, cherry and salted caramel. I know I've done this before on my channel. I will go back and do a few of my older spiced rums and do them in standalones, especially my favourites. Others I'm just going to cover in one big live stream, or maybe 2 or 3 live streams, because I will be a little bit tipsy if I do them all in one go. This stuff, I just thought it deserved to have its own kind of video because it is one of my favourites. I love it. It's been ever present behind the bar ever since I did this, probably back in 2019. It's a really quality spiced rum. Now, this is a really interesting one for me because when you think about it, with all the little sub-niches, sub-categories forming in spiced rum, there isn't really much competition for cherry, and I would have thought cherry would have been the obvious flavour because most spiced rums try to be spiced rum and cokes, whatever you want to call them. And what's the second biggest, like, coke? It's cherry. It's got to be. I don't know for that for a fact, but it's got to be cherry coke. Vanilla coke is out there, but it's got to be. It has to be cherry coke. It has to be. I don't know what the figures are, but it has to be cherry coke, which goes into my head. Why are there not more cherry spiced rums when other spiced rum brands are sort of faffing around with, especially the pineapple stuff that's coming? When have you ever seen a pineapple coke or a mango coke or a, well, that's a lie actually, that did come out for a bit. So cherry would have been my obvious thing, but to my mind the only, and I'm not sure I'm even right here, but the only other cherry spiced rum I can think on the market is Old Jay's Cherry, which is good and bad, because it's good in the sense that this is phenomenal and hands down the best cherry spiced rum on the market, hands down by a million miles, because this is the only other competitor that I know of is Old Jay. It just beats it hands down. This cocktail, let's just get onto this cocktail for an instant. I absolutely love this, and I've made it this way. It's essentially spiced rum, cherry cola. What do you call it? Cherry Cobra, Cuba Libre, if you want to call it. Cherry Cola, Cuba Libre. I did toy around with making it. I've just played about with as a rum and coke. Obviously, it's not dark in colour, so you have to stay tuned with how I've made that, and I prefer it this way. I really do prefer it this way. So that's coming up at the end of the video. This is amazing. I love it. Right then, let's get into tasting a rum and a little bit of history behind it. Do I need to read you the back of the bottle? It's exactly the same on all this stuff. Just a very, very quick kind of thing. It's Thomas Hurst. He's the rock star. He's the guy behind all of the grenades and all that sort of stuff. He's the original guy. Without going too much detail, he's the original guy behind Old Jay, him and his brother. I'm not kind of sure. I never know that full story properly. But him, he's definitely in there with creating Old Jay, as in Old Jay being the old Sailor Jerry, recreating that recipe. But ever since he's gone it alone with his own brand, I love his rums. He's a good friend of mine, and I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up his backside. I call him the flavour genius, just because the flavour combinations that he comes up with in these are just like mind-blowing. I don't know how he does it. I really don't. Now, just before I get on and do the tasting with you, 38% ABV, and it's a cherry spiced rum with salted caramel. His base thing is the whole salted caramel thing. As I say, so cherry, right, on this tasting, that is everything you want. Now, I'm filming this back to back with the duppy share that I did last week. And this is going to sound a little bit hypocritical, but not. With the duppy share last week, I felt that the flavours that they'd had to the duppy share was masking the rum and masking an ethanol kind of taste going on. With this, I enjoy the rum. I enjoy drinking the rum. And it's enhanced by the whole cherry. It's not overly sweet. And this is the thing. This is why I love what he does. Because it's not overly sweet. It's not like drinking, where's it gone? Oh, that side. It's not like drinking like cherry hearing or anything like that, a sweet or a Luxardo. It's nothing like that. It's a spiced rum. Lovely hints of like big, bold spices coming at you. And then you're finished, you get that tiny bit of salted caramel, but the cherry as well. You get, I want to say like ginger notes, like cinnamon, vanilla notes going in there. clove maybe, but it's just beautifully rounded to drink neat. I would have no problems drinking that neat. So neat, I've scored it a 9 because it's very different, but you enjoy drinking it. Your eyes light up when you drink it. The Coke, cherry, so a cherry cola, as I said at the top. Tom's mission is to create the perfect rum and Coke, and he did it with the original, the 2 Swallows original. That is just the same in completely different fashion. That is a strong 9 out of 10. If anything is as close to perfection as that, and I would put that, I'd put Puss's in there as well. Puss's I'm sure I did. Puss's Gunpowder, honestly, they are phenomenal rum and Cokes. Now, the ginger ale, brilliant, love it. Coke is my favourite, but that is a strong 8 out of 10 with the ginger ale. You're gonna love it. The cherry and ginger obviously works quite well because of the cocktail. You know, it's a combination of those 3 put together in that cocktail, so we know that kind of works. The ginger beer, in the sense that I'm looking for the perfect rum and Coke, I'm also looking for the perfect rum and ginger beer. And again, there's nothing beating that so far for me. So that is a strong 9. Sprite, for me, it's decent. I've given it a 7. I'm going to stick with a 7. It is decent. It's not in that class. You are going to love it. You are going to enjoy it. If you're a Sprite, a lemonade fan, you are going to love it. But for me, that's where it shines. It's where it comes out to play. But I have given it a 7. Now, I'm going to do I'm just going to keep doing this because I've done the tropical soda, and the regulars will know what I mean by this. Tropical soda, I've scored that an 8. And again, that is up there with the 2 Swallows. The only other 8s that I've got with the tropical soda is the other 2 Swallows. I'm just going to do what I've been doing and just adding a tiny, tiny bit of sugar just to kind of see. And I've only done this in the last sort of 3 or 4 videos. So this is a sweetened tropical, because that isn't sweet at all. Oh my God, that's mind-blowing. That's as close to a 10 as I'm ever going to give for any drink. But as it stands, 8. It's an unsweetened tropical pineapple note soda. Ting, grapefruit, can't fault it. Not my favourite way to drink it, can't fault it. 8. You're going to love it. Grapefruit and cherry, it works. It does work. Coconut water. And this is what I mean, right? Some of the earlier coconuts where we're getting the 5s, and I know I've got to go back and score the first 2 again because I had a rubbish coconut water. And then after that, I was still getting a few 5s. But this is why I keep sticking with the coconut water, because I know coconut water works exceptionally well with some spiced rums. I love it. I absolutely love it. I've put an 8 down there, and do you know what? I'm going to go for a 9. I don't think I'm going to up it. I don't think we're ever going to beat in comparison. I gave the original 2 Swallows a 4 with the old coconut water, and I'm sorry if I'm all over the place with scoring compared to previous videos. I need to put a disclaimer on there because there is in no way that as a Coke is a 9 out of 10. There is no way that the whole Duppy share is a 9. I don't know how to be harsher. I'm not a harsh guy, but there's no way the Duppy share, which also scored a 9, is in that class. It's just not. If I'm scoring that, and this is one of my faults, and I'm really sorry. But hopefully you'll kind of get where I'm going with these videos. But in comparison, the Duppy share has got to be like a 7 at most, at 6. But then if I did that, then going back to what I did, so the tropical soda, which scored a 6, that means the tropical soda's got to be like a 4. Perhaps I have got to learn to be harsher. Perhaps that is it. Because when I do get a phenomenal rum, it really does highlight, actually, do you know what, that wasn't actually that good for some of the other stuff. So I hope you understand where I'm going for my viewpoint. I never want to be harsh. I'm not that kind of person to say something is, but when you compare the 2, especially if I do 2 in a filming session back to back, and that's the problem. I can't do, I literally cannot do 4, 5 filming back to back to get a true comparison in a filming session, because these will get filmed. If I do 2, I've got 2 weeks worth here. I won't film another one now for another 2 weeks. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that. The enjoyable part of the test for me, the daiquiri challenge, the rum punch challenge. Again, just to kind of keep saying it, just to drill it home for the regulars now watching this. The citrus sugar balance is reversed from the daiquiri to the rum punch. So in the daiquiri, we go for a 2-1/2, 2 parts booze, 1 part citrus, 1/2 part sugar. In the punch, we go the other way. We go the 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go 1 part sour citrus, 2 parts sweet. So we flipped there. My sweet is always almond and honey, or orgeat and honey, and then we go booze and just water, just normal plain bottled tap water, whatever you've got at home. So I haven't actually done these yet. I haven't tasted them. I've just made them. I've just come back and I haven't tasted them. In all the way that the Duppy Share didn't work as a daiquiri, and I couldn't fathom out why. That does. And I know I've made it identically, because I mean, I've literally made them half an hour apart. I know I've made it identically, and I did the Duppy twice. Not the best daiquiri. Coke, hands down, better. I have to give that, I'm going to give that a 7 as a daiquiri. Duppy I gave a 5, so 7. And the 2 Swallows got a 9 for that. So the rum punch, when you add a touch of sweetness to that, because it's a drier, it's not an overly sweet spiced rum, oh boy, does that come out to play. I can't fault it. I literally cannot fault it. It has to go down as a 9, it has to. Which means versatility wise, I have to give it an 8. I have to give it an 8, because it just works with the whole cross section there. There is not a bad spirit and mixer there. The daiquiri is probably the worst serve, along with Sprite. And the cocktail is brilliant. Even though it's a specific flavour, cherry, that just goes to prove it is versatile. I've given it an 8. Now here's the thing, the final score, and I'm sure this is right, and I'm sorry that it will flash up on screen the correct score, but I've 91. I'm normally pretty good with mental arithmetic. I'm normally pretty good. It's because I sometimes chop and change the scores and I add them up and forget I changed them. But I've got 91. Now, at the moment, that is by far and away the best spiced rum that I've tasted. Now, the caveat is, I have got to go back and do the Rockstar, actually the other 2, the Rockstar Banana Bomb and his 2 Swallows normal. I've got to go back and add in the ting, because I was started off these tastings without the ting. And I've got to go back and do them again with proper Vita Coco. But at the moment, 91 compared to 2 Swallows Salted Caramel, which was in second place, sort of, with 80. I do still think the 2 Swallows is the normal one is going to come above it. I do think once I've got that with ting, and I know it is. Mr. Hurt, I say, and this is probably the longest video that I've done. I'll try and edit it and I'll try and cut it. But I have to give you a round of applause. This guy, boys and girls, ladies and gents, this guy is the go-to for spiced rums. There is no one in his league. Right, let's run you through the ingredients for this cocktail. As I said, it's a very, very simple riff on a sort of a cherry Cuba Libre, if you like, sort of a rum and coke. That's all it really is. But so obviously I've got the 2 Swallows cherry there, and it's cherry and salted caramel. I've gone for a little addition of ginger. Cherry and ginger works very, very well together. Now, obviously you could use cola. You just could go boom, boom, Coke, Coke Zero, Pepsi, whatever you fancied. I just wanted to have a little play. I love this syrup. This is one of my fun ingredients. This is William Fox's cola syrup. And it's brilliant to have on hand. Cola old fashions and stuff like that without actually using Coke. I just really, really kind of love that. So to give you the Coke kind of effect, I've got soda water, and then there's just some freshly squeezed lime juice. Right, now there is no need to shake this cocktail just for giggles. I am going to shake it. So my first ingredient is my, I keep calling it Rockstar. That's the brand, isn't it? Hursty's Rockstar. 2 Swallows cherry. I'm going 60ml double bubble. Double bubble. This is fun. Love this stuff. Next ingredient I'm going for is Giffard's ginger. Hopefully you've all seen the rants I had about King's ginger. King's ginger, rest in peace. They've reformulated. It's now a lemon and gingers. This is a lovely, lovely alternative. It's not quite the original King's Ginger, but it's almost there. So I'm going for 15ml of Giffard's ginger of the Indies. Next ingredient we're going for is my good friends William Fox. I love this cola syrup. It's really, really fun. And I'm just going for 15ml, half an ounce of cola syrup. Great to have at home, great to have about. Then I'm just going to balance that with some freshly squeezed lime juice. Again, I'm going 15ml of lime juice, half an ounce. Then obviously we're just going to shake this down, give it some proper welly, 10 to 12 seconds, get it nice and cold. Right, when that's proper chilled, we are, as I always do, my little trick, I'm going to add my soda water to the shaker, my fizzy. I'm going for 60ml, 2 ounces of soda water. Feel free to up it a little bit if you want, but that'll be perfect. Now I'm just going to serve this straight up in the highball glass, single strain. Then I'm just going to top up with some cubed chunky ice. There we go. And then hopefully, yeah, just to make it look pretty, I'm just going to whack a bit of crushed ice on top. There we go. There we go. And then just garnish very, very simply. I've got a lime and a cherry on a skewer. If you want even more spiced rum reviews and cocktail recipes, dive into one of the videos and playlists that's popping up on screen right there. As always, big old thumbs up if you like the video. And if you don't want to miss any of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel.